you had about 2,000 and something boxes
Oh my
of
word.
over 400 electors, so 400,000 votes. So they literally hand counted each and every one of them.
If anybody ever told me to recount that, I'll tell them no, I'm fine, thanks. Wherever the first count was, we're going with that.
So they recounted all of that. Then during the recount process, the agents for the government side objected to several people on the various lists. They were contending that John Doe died 2 years ago. How come John Doe's name was ticked off on the list as voted? They said Stacy Doe. How Stacy Doe's name ticked off on the list when she left St. Kitts on the 29th of February, or the 28th of February?
And we haven't seen her since.
And we haven't seen, well, I won't say we haven't seen her since, but immigration
hasn't
records
returned,
are
yeah.
saying she hasn't returned. So those were the contentions. Now, if anybody understands the dynamics of the elections in Guyana, I know people are going to lash me for this, but it is what it is. The largest voting district is normally a stronghold of the government. So the government would say, hey, look, even if we lose all other of the 9 regions, we are looking at the statistics which would say we won. We would expect to get 150,000 out of the 200,000 votes. That's how they look at it. So it's a government stronghold. Now, what apparently, and these are where it's becoming more conflicting. So you have the issue of the quote-unquote dead votes, as well as the overseas votes. So what apparently the government is contending is that the opposition bloated their strongholds, which made up the difference for the largest voting district that the government won. So they're contending that, look, this would have pushed us over the line. Now, you had this concerned citizen move to the court last week, just as the CEO was about to announce or present his final report. So she moved to the court. The court kind of gave an injunction, so he couldn't present his report to the commission for the commission to vote on. Good. Then we had on Tuesday, the CEO presented credible results. That's what he deemed credible. So what he did, he took out what he deemed as votes that are not credible. And that is where the issue is now. That is where the issue is. He has in his report, he did not define or indicate how he came up with credible votes that gave the government now 6,000 plus victory at the polls. So the issue is he needs to define how he came up with credible votes. 115,000 votes were deemed not credible.
What?
Yes. So now, after we had because coming out of the court appeals ruling, the judge basically handed the elections commission to determine credible votes. They have to define it how they want to define it. So now the CEO hasn't defined what is credible votes. So now the opposition moved to the CCJ on, I think it was Tuesday.
Oh, this week?
Tuesday of this week, to determine whether or not the judgment that was handed down by the Court of Appeal was actually correct, and whether or not the Court of Appeal has had jurisdiction to rule in a matter like that. Because it has all to do with elections petition and the High Court and all of that. But it seems as though it's a never-ending process. The CCJ is actually going to begin hearing arguments on Wednesday coming, which is the 1st of July. And hopefully the process, they will rule on it within a timely manner, and it can actually get something.
This is a hard question to answer because, as we already see, this is, like you said, a never-ending process. Is there some sort of prediction as to when this all might come to an end via final decision?
Well, the issue with that is it's all up to the Elections Commission. The process says if you're going to challenge an election results, it has to go to the High Court. What the concerned citizen Eslyn David did recently, she went to the Court of Appeal to get a determination of credible votes, among other things that she moved to the court for. But the process is that you have to announce a winner, then you can challenge the elections results.
Right.
But she did it the other way around. She challenged the elections results before were announced. So to be honest with you, it's now up to the Elections Commission because it's ticklish because they will still have to go to the court whether or not they want to nullify the process to say the elections was null and void, so we can get a credible winner, or you can have the commission agree on a winner and then they can challenge it in court. So in essence, I'm seeing this realistically, if it goes through the entire process, it might be 3-4 months.